One of the most difficult things for novice handicappers to learn is where to begin. In other words, if you're looking at past performances, whether in racing form or on the internet, where do you start? There's so much information there that most players, even players that have been around for a long time, are very, very confused about how to begin the process. And we have found over the years, along with most handicappers who would consider themselves professionally, that the best way to begin handicapping is to locate the horses in the race that appear to have very little chance of winning. And there's a lot of ways to do this. There's a lot of methodologies that tell you certain things, like a horse beating 12 lengths in its last race, or a horse that never shows early speed, or a horse that seems to constantly be in trouble. There's all kinds of ways actually to eliminate horses in a race before you actually start handicapping. And if you're good at this, if you have a methodology that does this for you, you can eliminate normally close to half the field, which will leave you with only half the field to seriously handicap. Now, our newest publication software is called the Easy Elimination Performance Module. It's something that came from Bert Norman. He had some of you have probably read it, but it's not that widely published. But it's really, I think, one of his best works. It's called It's Not Magic, It's Strategy. You are closer to being a professional handicapper than you think. And Bert was really, really big on eliminating non-contenders before you started the handicapping process. And if you have a race, let's say, that there's 10 entrants in, and you've been handicapping a while, and you look and you give almost every horse a chance at, you can't really eliminate half the field, at least, maybe only a couple horses. That's the kind of race you normally want to pass. So players who use this elimination first methodology, and again, I've never known a professional that started anywhere else other than Xing out horses that they thought had very little chance. I tell a little story here. When I was younger, and met this guy at the track. He'd been playing a long time. And the first thing he told me, he watched what I was doing. I was trying to handicap every horse in the race. It was confusing. And he looked at my racing form, saw all these different scribblings here and there. And he says, "How come you got a mark on every horse?" And I told him basically, well, I'm looking at the positive points for every horse. And he goes, "That's not the way to look at it. You got to look at the negative points first." And he told me basically just about every professional handicapper in the game will tell you that they begin the handicapping process by eliminating non-contenders. Now, this software, which again employs a lot of Bert Norman's elimination criteria as well as our own, does a very, very good job of finding non-contenders. But the really unique thing about the Easy Elimination software is that it has, as opposed to others that we've seen, like Tom's True Tenders, which is really good, but still, it doesn't do what this one does. This somehow doesn't eliminate horses that you may look at and say yourself, or I'd look at and say, this horse will never win. It's impossible. He's in the wrong class. Look at his record. And this program, for some reason, will find merit with those horses. So it does have a tendency to get some really, really nice prices, both on the win and the places show. So this is unusual because a lot of these programs of this ilk tend to focus mostly on the remaining likely favorites, because a lot of folks are eliminating horses looking at the likeliest races. But this program has a great ability to find long price horses. Here's just a quick example here. A horse paid $38, only 6-1 on the morning line, but he was one of only 3 horses that passed the test. And again, that you'd think, well, how could the public ignore an 18 or 19 to 1 shot? But It happens, and this program has the wonderful ability of finding those horses. Even Tom Consul, who did True Tenders originally, which is a great elimination program, said that he feels the easy elimination works even better. And again, he says it leaves live long shots as contenders, and often with some very pricey results. Another fellow, Daryl in Florida, basically said there's something going on here. I can't figure out exactly what it is, but I haven't seen a program that not only was consistent and kept you in the game with regular price horses, 2 to 1 to 5 to 1 horses, but also the prices were just amazing. And here's another fellow in Hot Springs who went through 5 different tracks, and we suggested that he do something like this just to take a look. See, he's one of our researchers. If he could find the same results that we did, and he went over several different tracks. And again, he didn't look for winners. He looked for horses that finished second or third at big prices. And every track he looked at, Turfway, here's a 31 to 1 that finished third, 14 to 1 second, 24 to 1 that finished third. Second horse, 7 to 1, second 14 to 1, third 13 to 1. Down here, there's a 41 to 1 horse that just missed second, 9 to 1. So as he says, he uses auto limit as 5 to 1 in his study. And he was really, really surprised at the frequency of these big prices. So if you're playing to place and show, if you're more conservative, or you're playing exotics, a lot of these horses are going to pop up second, third, fourth, in your exacta, trifecta, superfecta. So for that reason alone, this is a really, really great program. But like he said, realistically, you could probably even run a modified show parlay using just a small progression. When you hit one of the bigger prices, your returns will skyrocket. And again, we do have, you can just request it. We do have like Dr. Anthony's guaranteed profit, and like the hammering the chalk, modified show parlays that will work with something like this, even though you'll have runouts with the bigger prices. When you do hit, it's almost always a big price. We give you several examples. So we found so many. Here, Santa Anita Jamming Eddie, 1860, $29.12 at the Turfway Park. 1660, another horse at Santa Anita, which on the same card as the horse down here, Rough Ride, who paid $23.60. Sullivan Street at Laurel, a nice $12.80. He was bet down. But still, you can see the price-getting ability of this program is really amazing. And you will as well have consistency because it picks a lot of horses that aren't prices. Here's a fairly average horse, $11.70. Also, here again, we reiterate on here several horses that basically on the same card, same day over 2 days or something. And so many of them came in at second or third at huge prices. And it'll pick favorites every once in a while. And when a horse is a lone qualifier and a favorite, a very, very high win in place percentage. This horse actually paid $8, 9 to 5 favorite, but the program paid $8. So I think this is one you're really going to want. It's very reasonably priced. It's $88. But again, you're going to have so much fun with this one because there's so many really great prices that come along with this thing. And again, for those of you who are conservative and like consistency, it's there too. So give us a call, 1-800-696-0067, or order from our website and call with any questions. Thanks. Talk to you next time.